If you're a coach, then chances are your business lives in 5 different places. One tool for your calls, one tool for your payments, another tool for your scheduling, one for your emails, and you wonder why it feels so disconnected. Today, I'm going to show you how coaching actually lives inside of Kajabi. Your one-on-one coaching, your group coaching, your payments, your scheduling, and your delivery, all in one place, one platform, one dashboard. Kajabi! This is day 3 of my 12 Days of Kajabi video series, where I'm showing you how simple Kajabi makes building your online business. And real quick before we jump in, if you want to follow along in this video series inside Kajabi, you can grab a free 30-day trial of Kajabi using my link below. Today we're focusing on coaching because if you're an online coach or you're aspiring to be an online coach, this is where everything comes together for you inside of Kajabi. So here we are in my coaching dashboard inside of my Kajabi backend, and this is where Kajabi lets you run your entire coaching program without the need for like Calendly or Zoom links or Google Docs or any extra software at all. Now I'm going to be walking you through how to set up a coaching program from scratch, but I just want to click on my programs tab right here, and this is going to take you to the already created programs that I currently have. In Kajabi, the coaching program, think of it as like the infrastructure. Okay, it's where everything lives, like the notes, the actual call, the live call, right? The notes, the agendas, the documents, everything is inside of this product infrastructure. And then the offer, if you've ever heard me talk about offers, that's the price point for the product itself. So you can have unlimited offers. You can have different price points. You can have different payment intervals. And I'm going to go over all that here in just a minute. So if I create right here in the middle, a 1-hour strategy call, that product is the infrastructure. It's set up to handle that 60 minutes, that 1-hour call, whatever I add into that between me and the client for 1 hour. And when that call's done, it'll upload the call, things like that. This is the infrastructure that handles it. Then we can set and attach as many offers as we want to this. So if you're selling to multiple groups, maybe, or different types of groups, you can create different offers for those individual groups, but it uses the same infrastructure to actually run the live sessions and to run your coaching program. Whereas you can see on the left-hand side here, I have a ×4 package. So this is 4 calls, and I offer that at a discounted rate to entice people to sign up for 4 calls, not just because I want to make money, but because I understand some of my clients' issues or problems, whether it's with building an online business or with Kajabi specifically, can take a little bit longer than 1 call. And it takes time to build rapport. It takes time to help somebody really start seeing results rather than just in 1 hour. Now, for example, where this fits in great in my business is I do offer emergency calls or even just one-off calls for Kajabi if people need help getting set up on Kajabi, where maybe they just need 1 call. And that's where I think it's great that we either get on a free 15-minute call or something like that ahead of time. We kind of talk about the scope of your project or what you're trying to accomplish. And then we can decide, okay, is it going to be enough to have a single call, a single 1-hour call? Or do we need 4 1-hour calls? Or do we do a single one? Maybe you just need 2 calls and we do a single 1 hour and you purchase a second one. And I'll show you how all that works here in a second. I just want to give you those use case scenarios. Okay, now let me walk you through creating your coaching program from scratch. So I'm just going to click new coaching program. So the whole reason I'm showing you this walkthrough on how to set this up is because I want to demonstrate to you how simple it is to set up a coaching program in Kajabi in less than like 10 minutes. So it's really simple to get up and running, and then you start telling everybody that you offer coaching and you can start making money right away. I think a lot of people overthink it. They think it is more complicated, but Kajabi definitely has set this up and built this so it's streamlined, it's simple, and it's easy, and it's fast to get set up and running. Okay, so the first thing is asking for a title for the program. So let's just enter my name. So like, let's just do Michael Business Coaching. Okay, obviously I'll put my name here, coach name. Here's a description, awesome, fun coaching. Let's just go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so this is the first decision, right? This is the delivery type, like who is attending? Is this one-on-one coaching or is it group coaching? You know, one-on-one coaching is more of like those private sessions, right? Where they book on the calendar. It's one-on-one help. So it's great for more personalized help. In group coaching, you're helping many. It's one-to-many coaching, right? So you're helping a lot of different people. So this question right here, how many sessions, right? Let's go ahead and just hit 6 sessions. So now they're asking about the scheduling preferences. I'm actually going to go over this here in just a second. So I'm just going to show you real quick the drop down. So I always use the Kajabi scheduler, and I'm going to show you why, because I can integrate it with my calendar and everything. I'm going to show you all those features in a sec. But as you can see here, we have other options if you decide not to use the Kajabi scheduler, but why would you? It's all built in and you don't have to pay for any other software. So here's Calendly. You can use Calendly if you currently have a Calendly account or a Calendly link, but I'm telling you, you may just want to switch over, okay? We just stick with the Kajabi scheduler because it does everything in here, and that's the whole point of me paying for Kajabi, is that it does everything in one place. So location. So the location is going to be, again, where if you are for some reason hosting this in Zoom or somewhere else, you can add a custom link where the actual coaching live session is going to take place. Obviously, I'm going to choose Kajabi Live Video, and I'm going to show you why it's better than Zoom, and it's all built right in again. So we're going to select the duration. So let's just say we'll set up our 60-minute session. Okay, so this is one-on-one coaching, 6 sessions, 1 hour per session. So 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week, depending on how you want to set it up. Okay, we're going to click continue. Here's where they just ask you for a couple of branding settings. Nothing crazy. You can always change that later. So we're just going to skip over this, hit continue. Now they want us to set up the pricing for our coaching program. Okay. Obviously, if you want free, choose free, and that's pretty much all you got to do. If you want paid, there's a few other settings that we got to set up and let them know of. This is going to help them create the offer for us on the back end so that we don't have to do it. Then choose your pricing plan. I'm just going to make this a one-time payment. Let's say your coaching calls are $297. I'm going to select my payment provider. I always use Kajabi. Again, you'll never have to convince me otherwise because I don't want to have to use any other payment provider. Kajabi replaces any other payment provider out there, and they do not charge more than any of the most popular ones on the market. Kajabi is amazing. They offer Apple Pay, Google Pay, Afterpay, Klarna, and obviously take credit cards. So I'm just going to leave it set up like that and hit save and finish. And this is going to go to town at creating our coaching sessions. So it immediately took us into the coaching program. This is the Michael Business Coaching we just set up. Here's kind of a smaller dashboard than the one I showed you previously. That was like the general overview of all your coaching clients, no matter what program or package they're in. This is specifically for this program, Michael Business Coaching. So it'll show you some information on your active clients and your past clients. It'll show you how many sessions they've completed. If they're still waiting to schedule, maybe they haven't scheduled, so you can set up outreach. All right, so now I'm going to go up here to this eye icon right here, and I'm going to click that because we're going to preview this program. We're not going to get into this right now today, but there's a lot of customization that you can do on the page builder side to design this out. There's sidebars, there's widgets, there's all sorts of stuff you can do to beautify this. This is their new templates that they released not too long ago, and you can actually purchase other templates to install as well. I'm going to show you how they can schedule the sessions inside of this page because this is what the client's going to see. But first, I want to go back to the main coaching dashboard. We're going to go into the settings tab. And right here, there's 2 really cool features that I want to explain really fast. So if you remember, we selected using the Kajabi scheduler, right? So this right here is your availability. So I can go in here every day of the week and I can set my availability for coaching calls. This is the general dashboard. So let's say you have 4 programs like I do, right? This is your general availability. So if you say, I'm only taking coaching calls on these days during these times, doesn't matter which program, this is all I'm doing during these times. And I'm going to show you in a sec, under each program, this is the general one, but under each program, there's also an availability feature where you can then narrow it down even further. Say, I'm only going to do during those time frames, I'm only going to take calls for this specific program. And I'll show you that in a sec. So you would come in here, as you can see right here, I don't have availability on Mondays. So if I want to add an availability, I just click add availability and I can choose the time slots, but you would go through and set that up on each day. And what this does, if we jump back over to the client dashboard real quick and we hit schedule sessions. So let's say John Doe comes in to schedule a session, right? And they click schedule session, and then they click schedule session here again, your calendar is going to pop up and it's going to show them the exact dates and times that you're available to have a session with them. So this is where you set up calendar integration. And what's great about calendar integration specifically is that once you set up, let's say you use Google Calendar, you use iCalendar, iCloud Calendar, right? On a regular basis. If you have this set up, when people schedule a call with you, doing it the way that I just showed you, where they come over here and they choose a date and time, it'll add it to your actual calendar, whatever calendar you actually use. So if I pull up my calendar really quick, you can see I pulled up an example. So here's a coaching call that I had. As you can see on the left-hand side, you can see all my different calendars, right? And I've unticked them so that for privacy purposes. But you can see here my Google Coaching, okay? So whenever somebody books with me on my Kajabi calendar, it'll add it to my Google Calendar, which then adds it in here to my iCloud calendar, and I can see it. And then what's great about this is that actually, if you come over here, it'll actually tell you, okay, which product did they book? So you don't even have to jump into Kajabi at that moment. It'll tell you what the session is, right? What product is it? And then it gives you the link to go directly to the session. So you don't even have to log into Kajabi. As long as this is on your calendar, on the day of, you just go to your calendar and click the link. Then it'll log you into Kajabi. Then it'll take you directly to the live session coaching page. Let's say I already have my availability set up, right? But then my kid has a play that day. And I don't want to have to go into Kajabi because you'd have to go into Kajabi and then delete those time slots in order to take them off the calendar so nobody books during that time. But with this setup, the calendar integration is really cool. If I go into here, let's go back into my Apple calendar again. If I go ahead and I create an event and I label it, let's say my kids play, right? But I put it under the coaching calendar, it'll automatically block those time slots off for me on that day at that specific time in Kajabi. So then nobody can book that time. I don't have to go in and delete the availability for a one-off time. Like if it just happens that my kids play falls in line with that time, but that's never going to happen again, I don't want to have to go in and delete and then reset it back up. So all I got to do is add the event to the calendar again, add it to the coaching calendar, and Kajabi will read that as, oh, he's busy during that time. So I'm going to take those time slots off of over here where the client can book, right? The calendar, the pop-up calendar. So those time slots will no longer appear here. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. Here we are logged into one of the coaching calls for one of my clients that I had on October 31st, but we actually need to reschedule the call. And so as you can see here, there's a button that says reschedule session, where I can actually reschedule the session, or he can actually see this button too, and he can reschedule the session. Real quick rundown of the layout. On the left-hand side, you would show all of your sessions here. So if you had 4, 6, 10 sessions, they would all be listed out down the left-hand side. So this is just my free 30-minute strategy call product, but let's say that this is either my 60-minute or maybe even my 30-minute, but we want to add another session. Either I want to give him another one for free, or he wants to pay for another one because he really liked our time together. Maybe this was a paid 1-hour session and I was able to help him with Kajabi and he really wanted to purchase another one, but he wasn't ready to buy like a 4-call package, right? I could just come here in the back end and click add session, and then I could choose whether it was free or paid. If I choose paid, it's going to ask me to set up which offer. So I would select which offer this is associated with. So I'd have an offer for the one-off package. So let's say my client and I have this amazing first 30-minute coaching call and he wants to purchase additional calls with me. And under this 30-minute call, or if it's an hour call, whatever it is, we have all of our shared notes. We have all of our notes, all the worksheets, anything that I've shared with him during the call. And we have the video recording as well. And we want to keep everything under this one umbrella. It's more convenient for us. It's more convenient for him because it would keep all the coaching call notes, no matter how many calls we had. It would keep all of the video recordings all under one login, one umbrella. So he wouldn't have multiple projects showing up in his backend library. And so all you got to do here is click add offer. And then what you would do is scroll down and choose the coaching offer. Now I don't see it here. So all you got to do is search coaching. Okay. And here's all my coaching offers, right? So now I can click a 1-hour single session for $297, and I can add that here. And then that will add it to the back end on his end, which he can then click on, purchase it, and it'll add in a session number 2 down that left side. Now, seeing that this is my 30-minute coaching call infrastructure, if I sell him this offer, right, which is $297 for a 1-hour coaching call, he's only going to be getting a 30-minute coaching call in here because that's the infrastructure that we have set up. Actually, this is perfect. Let's say my guy wants another 30-minute coaching call and I don't have one set up. I don't have an offer for them to be able to pay just for 30 minutes. Do you see where it says new offer right here? I can just click new offer and I can actually set up the offer right here and then, and I can attach, let's say we want to create my, let's just say 30-minute coaching call offer, right? So let's say we want to do $97. Okay. Now what we have to do is assign the product to this offer. Okay. This can also all be done in the offer page as well, but we're not really going to go over that much today. So being that this is my free 30-minute coaching call product, okay, we're going to come down here and choose that product. So here we go. If we scroll down, we're going to find my 30-minute strategy call right here. I'm going to click on that. Okay. And then we're going to click done. So now it's created an invoice for this $97 session that if I were to click create and send invoice, it would actually send to him and he could click and pay for that session. But being that we haven't had our first session yet, you can see that this is grayed out. So that's good because I don't want to accidentally click and send him an invoice because I actually am in an active live client account right now. The rest of the dashboard, pretty simple. Here's where your description for your product would go if we would have filled that out. Here's where all your session recordings would be uploaded. You can either select a video and upload it after the fact, or you can access your session recordings here. But if I go there, there's nothing there. We haven't had a call yet. Here's my agenda right now. I keep it really simple. Quick introduction. What can I help with? It's a 30-minute call. I don't want to talk a lot. I just want to get to how can I help my client or that person as fast as possible. Here's your notes. You click on this tab right here. You're going to have shared notes and you're going to have your notes. Shared notes, obviously anything you type in this box, both of you will be able to see. So he can put notes in, you can put notes in, and then you have your notes, which are private. So you can keep notes about the client, kind of what you talked about, anything that you need to jog your memory for. Okay, I'm going to show you what the actual live call looks like real quick. Again, if you're familiar with Zoom, It's very similar. This I feel like is way better, especially because it's built into Kajabi. I just love that I don't have to jump between apps again. Let's click on Start Session. I've got my cell phone set up here as a webcam right now, so we can kind of see what this looks like. There you go. You can see me live right there on my cell phone using it as a webcam. And this interface looks very familiar, right? So here you can select your camera, your microphone, your speakers if you want that. You do have a few effects kind of like in Zoom, like you can blur out the background slightly. We can blur it out extremely if we want. We can even add a weird kind of, I don't know, background if we don't like our background. I could be out in the woods. Maybe I'm having this conference call in the woods. I don't know. But anyway, so very similar, right? When you're ready to go live, you just come back here and you click join. First of all, this is really weird because I'm looking at the camera here, but I got my cell phone recording on the screen, so this is a little weird. So first off, you're going to notice that this looks pretty familiar, right? So down here, you've got controls for your camera, your microphone. Here's where you can see the people on the call. If I click like this, it'll pop out on the right-hand side. You've got your chat, right? So if there's chat going on with all the people, especially if you're offering group coaching, there'll be a lot of chats going on, or if you're doing a live. There's also a shared option. So if I click here, I can actually share this. I can share a specific window. I can share my entire screen. So this is great when I do trainings with them or we're doing Kajabi walkthroughs because I can share my screen. Then we can swap. They can share their screen. Sounds familiar, right? I mean, this is why I absolutely love Kajabi, because I don't have to use Zoom. I don't have to use Calendly. I don't use to have any of these apps. I know I've said this a million times, but it's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Kajabi. You pay for one app, you pay for one platform, and you have everything you need to run a profitable online business. Okay, let me go back to details. So again, had we actually recorded that call, when we come back here, the call will start being processed on our end once we leave, right? Leave the session. And when we come down here and click Mark Coaching Session is complete, it will then auto upload the video if that's what we've set up in our setting. And that's the big picture of how coaching works inside Kajabi. So whether you're offering one-on-one coaching or group coaching or package sessions, the real win here is simplicity. Kajabi just makes this so extremely simple. You don't need separate booking software. You don't need Zoom links scattered all over the place. And you don't need complicated workflows just to coach clients. You can set this up in 10 minutes and start telling everybody that you offer coaching, whether it's free or paid, it doesn't matter. Start telling people from the get-go. Get a 30-day free trial of Kajabi. Use my link below. You'll get a whole bunch of free stuff. You'll get a free coaching call with me to get help setting this up. You'll be able to set it up in 10 minutes. I'll even help you set it up. And then you tell everybody that you're open for business and you start making money as of tomorrow. Now, in the next video, day 4 of my 12 Days of Kajabi series, I'm showing you one of the most underrated and powerful parts of Kajabi, the community feature. I'll walk you through how Kajabi's community feature works, how you can engage your audience and build real connection, all inside the exact same platform that you're already running your courses and your coaching program from. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Don't forget to like this video and comment the word coaching below so that you're entered into the 12 Days of Kajabi Giftmas giveaways. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 4.
Ho, 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 Kajabi!